So recently I've been wanting to do a new survival series. Gave it a lot of thought, talked to my friends, and the first couple of ideas I had, I scratched off the board. I said, no, that's not going to work. Then it hit me, you know, I want to do something that's not so serious, but yet survival related. So we're going to call this series Not So Serious Survival. Because survival is the name we've given to what we do. Survival and bushcraft is the name that's been given to the primitive camping, or the wild camping, as they call it in the UK and overseas. This is what we call in the US survival and bushcraft. Even though it's not really survival, and hopefully you'll never find yourself in that survival situation. So with that in mind, welcome to the new series, Not So Serious Survival. So one of the things I like to do when I'm out walking around is looking for tracks, animal tracks, human tracks, whatever, and always practicing to make good habits, like looking back to see where you came from and looking up. You always want to look up to see in case you're missing something, whether it's wildlife or a tree stand. You might be going underneath a hunter in a tree stand. I mean, there's a lot of things that you miss if you're not looking up. Here's some I've heard people call this lamb's ear. This is woolly mullein, or common mullein. Another name for this is beggar's blanket. So they say, and I've never done it, that you can line your boots, your jacket, whatever, with this stuff to help keep warm. Also, it can be used to make a tea. It's good for a lot of things. One of my objectives today is to do this little loop I like to do occasionally. Take the road up through the pine thickets and just scout things out. Give me a little exercise. Get out in the woods, rejuvenate, enjoy my favorite time of year. This is between fall and winter, when it's still warm enough to enjoy it outside without freezing to death, but also there's no leaves, there's no canopy, so you can see straight through the forest and everything's brown. And believe it or not, this is my favorite time of year. I love being able to see through, see all the way to the ridges, see the wildlife. This is just what I like to do. I don't like the green, I like the brown. I know it's crazy. Also get out here and hit the reset button. Coming to the woods for me is very therapeutic. Like I said, it calms me. You've heard me say it in the past. It calms me. It's for me, it's very spiritual. I just love being out in the woods, and I don't get to do it enough. I need to take more time to do it. So I work for myself now. I run my own businesses, and including the survival and bushcraft shop, UglyTent. So look for that. Here's a little plug for myself. The SOS Outdoors has now become UglyTent.com. So you'll find that website, and I'm going to try my best to have my favorite survival gear there, and a little shop for you to come and look and find unique things, and some things that aren't so unique. But it's my passion. I love doing it, and this is just the next step for me. This makes perfect sense in the season of life I'm in right now, to do this website and to continue doing the outdoors things on top of the other stuff I do working for myself as an entrepreneur, a businessman. This is what I love to do, you know. The old sunball decided to come out and warm us up a little bit. He is a welcome sight. So this breaks my heart. This was a small pine thicket in this part of the deciduous forest. This happened recently, in the last 3 or 4 months. I guess when the storms came through and really wiped it out. I'll have to, it's very sad because I love this little part of the forest where it's just a small pine thicket. but it ain't gonna make it now. I'll be surprised if this grows back as a pine thicket. It's a lot cooler up on this ridge, obviously, because there's nothing to block the wind. If you look, see if I can get it over here, you can see one of my first debris huts that I spent the night in. If you haven't seen that video, go back and watch it. It's actually pretty good, even though it's older. A lot of my older videos, I don't think are as good, but you know how it is. You're always more critical of yourself. But that's actually a pretty decent video, so go watch that one if you get a chance. This is one of my favorite spots to camp. It's a little pine thicket, and it's got a real shallow ridge. There's a really good spot right here that I like to camp. Nice and flat, big enough for one person. I'm gonna have coffee here today and a snack, and that was one of my other objectives. Let's come up here and have a cup of coffee and relax, and to do a tri-stick. So stick with me. I have something to keep my butt off the ground, on my knees or whatever, because it'll zap the cold or zap the heat out of you and make you colder. I'm gonna put my toboggan on, toque, I guess. Everybody comments and says, it's not a toboggan, it's toque. Whatever. Keep my head warm. This is the Hill People gear pack. I don't know the name of it. Got our heavy cubby, got our heavy cover, canteen cup, Black Rifle coffee, I'm going to use my Esbit stove, you can tell I've had this thing a while. I'll put it through the paces. That's something I'm going to carry. I carry these little stoves on my website too. One will do. Cup ready. So another thing to keep in mind is when you're out in the fall and the winter, it's just as easy to get dehydrated, but you don't really feel the thirst because there's no heat. But you gotta make sure you stay hydrated. And we're gonna have coffee and a snack, pound cake. That is the world's best. If you ever had these Black Rifle coffee pouches, like a tea bag, things are awesome. It's like you brew tea, you brew coffee. It's definitely cold up here on this ridge, but man, it's nice. The view, and it's just something about a pine thicket. The soft ground with all the moss and the duff and the pine needles. How inviting is that? Look at that. Yeah. I'll let that burn out. Oh yeah, a little hand warmer. Oh yeah, that's nice. The older I get, the more I notice my hands and my back of my neck get cold, and feet. Extremities. I guess that makes sense because of blood flow. And if you've never had one of these pound cakes, these things are delicious. So there's quite a few things. One of the things I love about the woods is getting out and enjoying drink and food. You know, enjoying, even if it's MRE, it's a different flavor, whether it's bad or good. It's just something about being outdoors and enjoying campfire food, a steak on the grill, an MRE, a mountain house, whatever it is. You know, it's different. You don't eat it at home. Well, steak on the grill you do, but you know what I'm saying. It's just a different thing. So that's something I like to focus on, is the food and drink. I like to share that with you every time on these not so serious survival moments. And that, oh man, that smells so good. And these things are absolutely horrible for you, no doubt, but they're so tasty. And when you've been hiking, burning calories, it's nice. So after we eat here, we're going to, oh, that smells good. I wish you had smell-o-vision. Oh, it smells so good. After we eat here, we're going to do a tri-stick. We're going to carve a tri-stick, practice up our skills on that. Oh yeah, it's getting dark now. Almost there. Oh, that's so good. This, my friends, is a hobbit's life. Okay, now it's time to work on some skills. We're going to take our Mora knife, we're going to carve a tri-stick. And I'm going to cheat. I can't remember everything that's on a tri-stick. If you've never done a tri-stick, it's all kinds of different notches. I'll put a picture of it up. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the end of it and make it like a wedge. And I'm going to try this with gloves on. Is this still cold? Nah, it's not cold, it's too cool. So let's make this end. And you gotta practice. This is a piece of hardwood. You know, practice safety. Practice your different cuts, whether it's stuff in my coffee. So the chest lever, you know, you're always cutting away from yourself. Or a push cut with your thumb. You want to get in the little details. I think Zed Outdoors has one of the best carving channels, or cookses and spoons and spatulas and all kinds of stuff. One of the best carvers I know is Rick, my buddy Rick. That boy can carve. He's the one that got me turned on to these tri-sticks. And it's just about perfect. Give him some wind. Started down there. It's west of me. This is east. It's blowing this way. Oh yeah, that looks good. There's one piece of the puzzle. Next is cut rings all the way around it. So let's do that next. And again, this is where you're just teaching yourself or practicing control, patience. So there's the wedge. And these are called, if I'm not mistaken, stop cuts. Notice I'm cutting away from myself, trying to stay safe. Go push cut with my thumb to the stop cut. So again, start where the other stop cut is, push with my thumb. This is just, again, a good way to practice and keep your carving skills sharp, pun intended. Okay, same thing for this side. Go to the push cut, or go to the stop cut, I mean. Oop, let's see, lost control of it there. Went over top of my stop cut. Okay, so there's one ring. Let's do one more, because that's what it calls for. Just using the tip of my knife there, clean that up, and there you go. All right. So now you have the two rings and the notch. All right, next we have like a log cabin style notch with a hole drilled in the middle of it. So now we're going to take We'll put a stop cut here, but it's only halfway. You stop cut here, and then we're going to flatten that out. So same thing, go to your stop cuts, but you're going to make it flat on one side. I need to choke up a little bit. There we go. Flip it around. Gotta be careful, don't get greedy. So as you clean off this here, you can keep going with a deeper stop cut. And I put that right in a knot. I screwed up, but that's okay. You see how that's flat? Now let's do the reverse side. Get around that knot though. And over here. There we go. Alright, so there's our notch. Pretty flat, not bad. Now we gotta drill a hole through it without breaking it. Now this would be easier with a Swiss Army knife and the awl, but I want to try to do it all with one knife. Trying to get to where you can see what I'm doing here. Just hollowing that out. Yes, we're through. And there's your hole. All right, let's get a drink of coffee. Next we have, should be like a scoop or a bowl, real smooth. And I'm trying to make this as smooth as possible, because this one you want to be smooth, and the other one is going to be more of a V, or the next one. Now you see how the wood grains run different here. There we go. So there's that one. That was easy. Alright, now the next one's a V notch, which after doing these other ones should be pretty easy. Alright, so there's your V. Okay, so lastly, I'm going to have different variations of these. So what'll be the scoop to a stop. So I'm going to put my stop in here first, and then carve my scoop to that. Without breaking it. Gone this far, I don't want to break it. Log cabin again. There we go. And last but not least, a sharp, I don't know what you call this. It's just straight to a notch. You know what we'll do? Let's put an underhook on this one. Something we haven't done. Ah, yeah, just the bark. The bark was falling off anyway. There we go. See that little underhook? And then there's just your notch right there. You know, one more I want to put on here that's not on here is the X. Let's put it up here. It's gonna be hard to do on the end. Can you see it? I'm out of frame. So this is, let me get up here. This last one I'm gonna add to it. It wasn't on my picture, but I'm gonna make an X. We allow two notches. What I'm gonna do is take away this very gently. There we go. See how nice that came off? I'm using the tip of my knife. Get that away. There you go. I don't have much to work with here. I should have done this in the middle. It's okay. That's how you learn. Oop. Now, for some of you wood carvers, this probably ain't no big deal. But if you've never seen this before, it's just something good to practice. I'm going to go to our stop cuts. There we go. Tip of the knife. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely recommend adding this notch to the challenge, because I'd probably put it in the middle though. There's a lot of back and forth cuts on this. Alright, there you go. There's the last one. Let's see if you can see it. There's your tri-stick. Turned out pretty good. Very happy with that. Alright, lastly on Not So Serious Survival, I wanted to give you a bit of gear. So this is the Mora Knife Companion Spark, made in Sweden. And it's a companion blade, so it's a plastic sheath. It's got a little weep hole here. It's got a push, thumb push here. What you do is you push, and it releases it. It's got the clip for the sheath, and this is a buttonhole. So in Sweden, they have their big wool buttons, or wool coats with the buttons on them. So you hang that on a button on the outside of your heavy coat. Only makes sense. This is a stainless steel blade with a scanty grind, and in the back of it, it has, you twist this off, it unlocks it, and you pull it out. It's a ferro rod. And it does awesome. This spine on the back is already a 90-degree spine for you. They've already made it easy. You don't have to sand it down. But it throws like a champ. So there you go. There's your quick gear review. Now to put it back in, you just slide it in the hole. And then come around here. Sorry, I'm trying to do this on camera. Come around here, twist and locks. So it's locked in. So there you go. There's the Mora Knife Companion Spark. Probably one of my favorite blades ever. Hey guys, thanks for watching another episode of UglyTent. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. We'll see you next time.